Other skating disciplines have 1 or 2 skaters on the ice, but in synchro, as many as 16 skaters perform together, creating lines in perfect unison. Utah has an about 11% chance at each of the top 3 picks, which adds up roughly to a 34% chance of moving up. There's also an 11% chance that Utah stays right where it's at pick number 4. But the most likely outcome, dropping to 6. Look at that, a 27% chance that the Jazz land there. While this may be a new experience for the Mammoth as a team, it isn't new for defenseman Nate Schmidt. He will play his 100th NHL playoff game. Noise-wise, Delta Center definitely takes the cake. It's really hard to replicate the energy around the first playoff game here at the Delta Center. The fans are loud, they're excited. Dawson brought a very important accessory with him, this pink backpack with hearts. Why? Well, he lost his fantasy football league last season, and that is the punishment.
Yes, Jenna, I went down for WrestleMania, and now I'm back, and now she's down there talking about hockey. So, Jenna, last night's game was pretty physical.
Hey, Jamie and Jim. It's funny, we were talking about you coming down here to WrestleMania. I'm glad you made it. And WWE is here at T-Mobile Arena tonight, but we saw plenty of wrestling between the whistles in last night's Game 1 of this playoff series. The Golden Knights brought the physicality, really taking over in the 3rd period. What do you think is the biggest gap between a team that makes the playoffs and a team that wins in the playoffs?
Ooh, that is a good question.
All kinds of activities here for fans at the pregame party, including a chance to take a photo in the Mammoth.
Even Coach Hardy with a milestone night.
Yeah, it was his 100th career win, but Will Hardy didn't want to focus too much on that. He really spent most of the time of his press conference praising his players. No Bryce Sensabaugh, no Larry Markkinen, and so many of the guys stepped up. The triple-double from Yusuf Nurkic, the career-high 43 points from Keontae George, and on top of all of that, Hardy had high praise for Ace Bailey and Isaiah Collier, who really sparked that 4th quarter comeback. So when you have all of these guys playing well and Coach has a milestone win, who gets the game ball?
They gave a ball to me. I don't know if it was a game ball. It's probably off the rack, honestly.
Kalani Sitake linked to the Penn State job, ended up signing an extension in Provo. What does that say about the state of the program right now that he would have that opportunity?
I think that's a great question.
As a former figure skater, I came in confident, but I was quickly humbled. I also tested my vertical jump, max vertical, nice, and shuttle run. History on the ice this week at the Maverick Center. Salt Lake City hosting the U.S. Synchronized Skating Championships for the first time. A fitting stage 2 with the 2034 Winter Olympics coming here, as Synchro is hoping for a spot of its own.
There's nothing really like it.
It's one of figure skating's most unique disciplines, synchronized skating. Speed, precision, and teamwork taking over the Maverick Center at the U.S. Synchronized Skating Championships. Sarah Shakal has been doing synchro for 7 years and is one of the athletes competing.
It's almost like cheerleading on ice in a way, with like the lifts and the spirals. It's very artistic, but then it's also very like strict and like lines and geometric.
We have 86 teams represented by about 1,700 athletes, and they're coming from all the way from California to Massachusetts and everywhere in between.
Other skating disciplines have 1 or 2 skaters on the ice, but in synchro, as many as 16 skaters perform together, creating lines in perfect unison.
They're adding jumps, they've been adding spins, they're kind of combining it with individual, which is really cool.
Call skates on the Starlit Blades novice team, the only team from Utah competing at nationals. She and her teammates qualified in their first season together.
The majority of our team has never done synchro before. We're all individual skaters, which is really cool. So learning to skate together as one instead of like working on yourself has gone a lot better since the beginning of the year.
One of the top squads at nationals is Teams Elite. The junior team from Illinois won its 3rd straight national title here in Salt Lake City. The 2025 World Junior Champions now turn their focus to the international stage. They'll look to defend their title in Poland in mid-March.
It's honestly like a dream come true. Yeah, it's probably like the greatest thing you could do in synchro right now.
But synchronized skaters around the country are still chasing another dream. Synchro isn't an Olympic sport. Many within U.S. figure skating, like Megan Romeo, are fighting to change that.
They're so passionate, so there's so much athleticism partnered with that artistry, and then that teamwork element on top of it. It's really a well-rounded packaged sport.
There's already momentum. Synchronized skating will debut at the Winter Youth Olympics in Italy in 2028, an important step toward possibly adding it to the 2030 or 2034 games. While Starlit Blade skaters like Abby Hickok train under the Olympic rings right now, the hope is one day they'll skate across them in competition. What would it mean to you to see Synchro on the Olympic stage here in Utah in 2034?
Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. I would feel so represented in a way. I'd feel so like I could go wherever I wanted to go with it, and that I have opportunities for me.
Work very hard to try and hopefully get there by 2034. That'd be an amazing goal.
Synchro Nationals wraps up Saturday at the Maverick Center, and this was such a fun story for me to report on. As you could probably tell, I'm a former synchronized skater myself. This is video from my former team. I spent 11 years competing from middle school through college.
Gracie is fiery. She has a voice that can like shake a building.
Gracie Levelston is BYU's top singles player. Watch her and you'll see why.
It's just a really intense competitive environment, especially in college. But I think I do a really good job of just finding the fun aspect of it.
But it wasn't that long ago that Levelston lost her love for tennis. Coming out of high school, Levelston was the second-ranked recruit in the country. She committed to play at UCF, but she dealt with several injuries, including her wrist and 2 fractures in the same foot.
It just got really hard because before college I had injuries, going into college I had injuries, and so it kind of made me question, like, is this something I really want for myself? And there was a moment when I said no.
Levelston returned home to Florida and worked 2 jobs. She considered joining the military, like her dad and brother.
I just felt like it was the best thing to give me direction at that time.
What changed?
I feel like I'm kind of a free spirit. Signing that contract would mean that tennis would be over for me. That door would have been completely shut, and I feel like it was still just a little bit cracked open.
Levelston decided to push the door open and enter the transfer portal. BYU head coach Holly Parkinson Hassler reached out.
I convinced her to come on a visit, which I was super excited about. And then about 2 days before, she was like, you know, I'm kind of questioning my decision to come on a visit. And I was like, what? I'm like, well, it doesn't hurt to just come.
Levelston agreed, and she enjoyed her visit so much that she committed on the spot.
I met so many people that I really loved, including Avery Pope, and she was just so impactful with me coming to BYU because I knew that even if I did face challenges here, because it's a culture that's not my own, I would also have people that could understand me and stick up for me.
Was that something you were worried about?
A little bit. I mean, I had no idea, you know, about the church or about the culture, or actually my visit was my first time in Utah.
Oh, let's go.
She just really fits in here in Utah. And I know she's a Florida girl, but I think she's a Utah girl at heart.
Along the way, Levelston's leap of faith turned into something beyond tennis.
I feel like my faith had grown a lot in my testimony of Jesus Christ, and I just needed some direction.
She was baptized as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints this past Saturday.
I grew up with a belief in God, but I didn't really have any practices. And so it's been really cool to see like how my life has changed and how it's affected me like mentally and spiritually.
It has been 15 years since Jimmer suited up for BYU, but Jimmermania is back in the Marriott Center forever. The legendary guard's jersey now hangs in the rafters, becoming just the 5th player in men's basketball program history to have his jersey retired. A fitting tribute for one of the most electrifying scores college basketball has ever seen.
It's hard to put into words, right? Like you see all the few jerseys that are up there.
Fredette taking it all in with his family by his side.
I'm glad they waited the 15 years, honestly, because for me, now I get to have all my 3 kids there, and you know, the older 2 for sure kind of knew what was going on. So to be able to have that experience with my family has been pretty speechless, honestly.
A full circle moment for him and for fans.
It's hard to not get emotional because he meant so much to us as fans and to the BYU community. Jimmer's story is awesome. So we're just so proud of him and excited to be here today.
Andrew Bangeter and his brother remember those nights camped out as students watching Fredette light up the Marriott Center. And get this, they still have their original signs.
Yeah, that's what you have parents' basements for. They kept it safe for 15 years.
Bangeter and his wife dug those signs out of storage to share this milestone with their own kids, a new generation getting a glimpse of the magic. Fredette turned Provo into the center of the college basketball world his senior year, leading the nation in scoring, winning National Player of the Year, and powering the Cougars to the Sweet 16.
The run he had here with Coach Rose and all of his teammates is something that I'm not sure we'll ever see in college basketball ever again at any school, right? And so for him to, I think, just be the type of person he is, type of husband, father, ambassador for BYU, ambassador for the church, couldn't happen to a better guy.
Fredette's legacy will live on here at the Marriott Center, not just in the rafters, but in the standard he set for BYU men's basketball. Reporting in Provo, Jenna Fink, Talkin' Sports.